Good morning. Tom Beal here at the halfway point of the morning walk down at the beach. Look at that amazing sunrise. It's another day. It's Monday. It's the beginning of another week. And as I embark on this week, there's a lot of what I would call large tasks that are in my realm of things to do. And it's up to me to discern which ones are for me to do today, which ones are for me to do right now, and which ones are for me to do at a later date in this week. Meaning there's a lot to do in order to accomplish some of the large goals that have deadlines. Namely, a large project that myself and Henry Gold have been working on for several months. It's about to release to the public, and our goal is to positively impact many lives. You know, in the past, Henry has done some things similar, impacted multiple tens of thousands of lives. We're looking to at least do that and possibly more. Good morning, Karen. Good to see you. And in doing so, setting that lofty and large goal means Henry has some big tasks on his plate. I have some big tasks on my plate. And we choose to do them due to fulfilling that desired outcome, fulfilling the vision of connecting some dots in people's minds, giving them some hope, giving them some encouragement, giving them some inspiration, giving them some steps to take to get their lives personally and professionally from where they are now to where they want to be. And that's what drives Henry, myself, and other team members to take the actions that are necessary today due to assisting the people when this goes live throughout the world. And I'm bringing this up for a couple reasons that really aren't pertinent to what I just shared right now. It really hit me yesterday as Mother's Day that my mother passed away at 52 years old, roughly 12 years ago, almost 12 years ago in a few months. So 11 and a half years ago. And it reminds me of what my dad told me prior to him passing at 56 years old, 9 years ago, almost 10 at the end of this year. And that was, stopping in to see him at his work. He ran a auto repair shop in Victor, New York. So I would stop in to see him, and he'd be like, "Man, I just got news that one of my friends from high school died." He's like, "Man," and it just hit me. He's like, "Here's the deal. I heard about it today. I'm gonna feel sorry about it today for a few minutes, and then I get back to work. I get back to doing what's mine to do." He's like, "Man, someday you'll get that call that's me. And someday you'll, similar to what I just experienced, you'll feel sad, you'll feel that missing feeling, that element of loss for a little while, and then you get back to doing what's yours to do." Joseph, good morning. And how's that relate to us in our lives? Well, here's what I take away from that. People that have done ridiculously amazing things just one generation ago, like my parents' generation, and then 2 generations ago, my grandparents. I'm talking about life-changing, life-altering things for the world, doing so much good for humanity that it made the papers, that it was talked about for a brief while. And then what happens? A generation goes by, they pass. The generation below them remembers the stories, tell the stories for a little bit, and then that passes. Roughly 3 generations later, that life-shattering, humanity revolutionizing thing is taken for granted, and no one remembers the genesis, the beginning of that story. No one remembers who did all that great work. And we're talking some of the wealthiest and most philanthropic people of the society. Rob and Kurt, thanks for being here. Your messages are brilliant. Well, I appreciate that you appreciate it. So let's take one person, for instance, and my guess is many people have heard of this individual, and probably more people haven't. And the gentleman's name was Andrew Carnegie. He was the wealthiest businessman of his era. He was an owner of Bethlehem Steel, and he was very philanthropic, meaning his vision was to provide libraries throughout the United States. And he built and amassed a large at the time, the wealthiest individual on the planet type of results. And his mission was to do all this philanthropic work to create and provide libraries for the entire United States and much more, but that was a general push and desire of his. Today, we see libraries everywhere, and my guess is no one knows the amount of work, effort, investment by a business owner that led to that being a reality. And finally, the funny part about it is now, even in today's age, and prior to this whole internet and all this interconnectivity, I'm talking 20, 25 years ago, with all these libraries in place, the statistics of how many people actually own a library card is extremely low. And then the statistics of people that actually own them and actually go is also very low. With all the work, all the effort, all the investment of time, energy, resources to make that happen, even though it's available, most people choose not to embrace it or take advantage of it. And now we have the internet and all these other things which make it unlike any other time in history for us to get this information. But the point of all this is Andrew Carnegie did all of that. It took many, many years, many hundreds of thousands of hours cumulatively of manpower and equivalent to multiple billions of dollars to make that a reality. And most people probably don't know that story. And similarly, here's another story that just crossed my mind that I had no idea about, because when I grew up, I took this for granted: the dictionary. So there's a movie out about this doctor and this dude that was a murderer who ended up in a psychiatric ward, and it shows how the vision to create the dictionary, the vision to create a book that shares what the meanings of words are, all the words. And the movie is freaking brilliant. It's got Mel Gibson, and it's got drawing a blank on the dude's name, Madonna's ex-husband, Spicoli, in that old movie, drawing a blank on his name, but he is the crazy dude, and Mel Gibson is the doctor, and it's brilliant. It shows the effort, the energy, the amazing goal to create that, get it in motion, and overcome all the obstacles to make it happen. And I saw the movie and I was like, holy cow, that's the first time I've ever heard the story of how the dictionary came to be. And that's another example. Some of the greatest discoveries, the greatest progresses of humanity, we don't know about it. We don't talk about it. We don't remember the names. So what does this all have to do to you and I? Chances are good we're probably going to be like my dad's version of him hearing about a friend passing. People are going to hear about it. People are going to feel sad for a second, and people are going to get back to what they're doing. Regardless of what we feel, our large accomplishments were. Our large accomplishments that left humanity in a better place were. Chances are pretty strong, even in our generation, most people won't know about it. Next generation, less than 1% of 1% will know about it, and it'll be forgotten, most likely before your kids pass, or you know, it's short-lived, to say the least. And if it lasts that long, that's pretty much a miracle. And that's talking big stuff. Nope, not that ex-husband, the other one, her first one. I'm drawing a total blank. Anyhow, of who that actor was. Robin Kirk said Guy Ritchie. Nope, not that one. So the bottom line is, get over yourself. Get over your ego. Get over you making a difference in the world. Get over your name being written down in history, because maybe it happens, but chances of it happening are freaking 1 in a billion, 1 in 100 billion. You know, you got a better chance of winning Powerball a few times in a row, which is not going to happen. You get it? So the bottom line is, detach from your ego, detach from your fear, detach from making things a big deal, making you be the savior of the world. Because here's a news flash: I'm not going to be the savior of the world. Chances are good you aren't going to be the savior of the world. And even if you are, even that story isn't talked about much either. So, so don't get your ego all caught up in it. What does that mean? Do what's yours to do. What's that mean? Get clear on what is my big, hairy, audacious goal. What is it that scares the crap out of me? Yes, Robin, Sean Penn is the one. He is in the movie. Sean Penn and Mel Gibson. I don't remember the name of the movie, but it's freaking brilliant, and I highly recommend it. The Doctor and the Crazy Man, or something like that. It's freaking awesome. But remember what my dad said. People will hear about you being gone. They'll be sad for a little while, and then they carry on. And will there be stories for a little while? Sure. Will people remember you? Sure. Will people feel missing out that you're not around? Sure. Maybe for a little while. But life goes on. So get over yourself, get over your ego, get over your fear, and do what's yours to do. Detach yourself from any feeling of importance. Detach yourself from feeling of any desire to have your name remembered and talked about, because it's not. It's not. And I'm talking, like, I have a lot of friends that are very well known and very popular right now. Even them, right? Let's talk about Oprah. Oprah came off the TV, her regular show, and yeah, she's still powerful, and she built up an empire personally for herself, but her reach is nowhere near what it used to be when she had that daily TV thing. Now we got billion-dollar companies. They rise and some will fall, right? And many have fallen. They rise and fall. The 15 minutes of fame scenario, right, occurs. So detach yourself from the outcome. Just do what's yours to do. And the best part about it is when you don't give a crap about it, that's probably when you have the higher chance of actually making a real difference that is talked about, a real difference that is going to stretch beyond the 15 minutes of fame, when you aren't even seeking any type of credit, when you aren't even seeking any type of boosting of your ego. You're just doing it because you know that it's yours to do. Robin came back, The Professor and the Madman, Sean Penn, Mel Gibson. That is the one. Yes, that is the one. And I had no idea what it was. Juan and I watched it a couple weeks ago and enjoyed it thoroughly. And I had no idea it was about the creation of the dictionary, and it is amazing. It's phenomenal. I didn't do any fact checking. Like, I didn't go research to see if all the details were what history puts down as how it occurred, but the movie was pretty darn cool. So don't let your ego hold you back. Don't care about the outcomes. Be the person who sows and reaps. Be the person who has the field. It's your field to tend, meaning your things to do. You do the work. And for those of you who've worked on a farm and lived on a farm, you know that there's no days off. And there's no, I'll get to it tomorrow to feed the animals, or I'll get to it tomorrow to do what's mine to do. You got to do it every single day, whether you feel like it or not, whether you're ill, whether you have other obligations, whether you have other things you'd rather be doing. When you're the owner of that field, the owner of that farm, the owner of those animals, you do what's yours to do regardless. And when you do that, the crop will grow. When you do that, the animals will produce the results they were meant to produce. It's when you neglect the things that are yours to do where the crop doesn't grow, where the animals die. They don't fulfill the purpose of the farm. But those farmers are far and few between, because to commit to being a farmer is a big commitment. It takes the highest priority. It supersedes everything. And when we choose to take that commitment to doing what's ours to do as seriously, the results speak for themselves. We can't get caught up in, what they're going to be. They're going to be what they're going to be as long as we do what's ours to do. As we sow, so shall we reap. We'll reap the benefits if we're doing and sowing the seeds that are ours to do. So, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Just like my dad said, people will hear about us passing on. They'll feel sad, and they'll get back to doing what's theirs to do. Don't get caught up in the outcomes. Don't get caught up in ego. Circle back to being that farmer. As you sow, so shall you reap. Do what's yours to do today. Do it with vigor. Do it with enthusiasm. Do it with passion. Detach yourself from the outcome and watch how the crop reaps a nice reward for you. All right. Make today great. I will talk with you soon. Rock the day and stay tuned. One of the things that me and several people have been working on for months, Henry Gold in particular, and the team, we've been sowing the proper seeds, and we're looking to reap the benefits that come from fulfilling our desired outcome of helping as many people as possible. This New York over here is pissed off. Anyhow, make today great. I'll talk with you soon. Bye for now.